pick card reading, and we are going after the mystery of no contact. Why in the world does that happen to us? Why do we have to take risks to get to know someone and then have it end and be uncomfortable for people? Why do we get ghosted? And so today we're using this wonderful zodiac tarot, celebrating Leo, the power of that fiery energy that's here to help us today. So, what I want to start off with, of course, is just to use my Palo Santo to bless our space and to bring love and forgiveness and acceptance, and yes, maybe even joy, as we look at the mystery of no contact. Why does it happen? How can we deal with it? What is fair? What is not fair? We're going to cover whatever it is that you're curious about today. So thank you for being here with me. If you're a return visitor, your faithfulness to my channel means the world to me. Good morning, Priyanka. Murphy is sending his greetings. He's really annoyed at his sister right now, Bella, and he barks like that when she irritates him. So maybe there's some irritation energy here amongst some of us. Maybe we are irritated because someone has ghosted us or left us behind. So I'm blessing our cards and asking for our deepest wisdom to connect and bring us what we need to know. In order to get a reading, it's really very simple. All you do is put something into the stream that is going well in your life. What is it that is working out? Priyanka's here, and there'll probably be other moderators also who will be helping you to receive your reading and to give you examples of what it is that we specialize here on my channel, which is gratitude. Everything doesn't have to be perfect for you to be grateful. And oh, yes, right, it might be evening over there. So I'm just rolling, getting my morning going, and some of you are at the end of your day. So as I shuffle, I'm going to bring a little figurine here for you to look at as you consider what it is that you're wanting to know, what's important for you today, because we all have the opportunity to complain. I mean, complaining is a natural human condition, but what is it we can learn from the unfortunate things that happen to us that will bring us peace? So what I know is that love is wonderful, right? When we are in joy, we are in joy. And when you meet someone that is so dear to you, it's easy to feel at ease. But the problem is, every relationship has a downside. And sometimes we can compromise, can't we? And we can end up staying with someone that's not really in our highest good at all. Okay? And so, because of that, we need to be mindful and we need to connect with our being and trust that our intuition is going to guide us through an uncomfortable time. Okay? So, thank you for being here, darlings. We're going to get started. If you have a no contact in your life, absolutely add your gratitude to the stream, and I will get to a card. Hey there, I Meet. I'm so glad that you're here. Yes, let's get going with our readings. So, if heartbreak has been part of your love walk, I am here for you. Okay, so first we're going to draw a card for the general energy of the collective. What is it that the people are drawn to this reading? What is the main message of our time together today? Oh, this is perfect. Thank you. Thank you, universe, for drawing this card out. We have now I'm going to say something here. I don't want to upset anyone, but this is what I call my drama queen card. This is a sleepless night, and all of us have a drama queen within our personality. And gender doesn't matter. It could be a drama king. But there is a chance that your former person saw you as a drama queen. They may have seen you as what I call high maintenance. And so I know that's not comfortable. It's kind of a bad news thing because it's so much easier to blame the other person because obviously they made a mistake to leave you behind. I mean, you're a wonderful person and you make a great partner. So their opinion of you that you're rather a drama queen, it was not fair. So I feel, oh, excuse me, my goodness. I just had a big bubble of energy come up and get stuck in my throat for a minute, and then it passed through. So there's a big question out there. I can feel it, where somebody says, I'm not a drama queen. I just want to speak up for what it is I'm wanting. I don't want to feel abandoned. I want to be able to have someone who will never leave me. Is there anything wrong with that goal? Well, I don't know. Some people are destined to be single. And this is very difficult because if you truly want a partner, but your life energy is designed around being single, it can be a difficult puzzle to solve. All right? Not everyone is destined to be in a couple. And that's not good news if you think you should be in a couple and you're actually more productive, safer, and happier as a single. Very interesting theme card for today's readings. So I'm going to set it aside right up here so that we can see that energy, and then I can refer to it as these readings go forward. So, what are you grateful for? Even though life has been a little sucky in the love department, and I'm sorry that's true, there's something good that's going on. So, who is grateful for something? Priyanka, do you want to lead us off? What are you grateful for today? And then she will give you an example, and then your reading is right around the corner. A little gratitude goes a long way at Fish Out of Water Tarot. Now, while Priyanka is putting her gratitude in there, I want to point out my candles. Notice the candles. There's two bright ones on the outside, and on the inside is one that looks. This can be you. You could feel to your life, whoever your no contact is that is hurting you. The reality is that you have support. You have angels and the divine supporting you to grow through the time that you're in right now. I know it can be painful, but even in the pain, you can find something to be grateful for. So all you need to do is tell me, I am happy about something. Magnificent. Wonderful. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here today, Magnificent. Do you give an example of how we get our readings here? All we need to do is put something that's working in your life. When you got up this morning or when you had your day, tell me something good that happened. And I'm happy to draw a card for no contact. It's hard sometimes to think of something you're grateful for when it looks like nothing is happening that's good, but that's never true. So I can give you an example from my own life. I am really grateful for a cooler day. When I woke up this morning, it was only 57 degrees. In my part of the world, that felt like a freeze. No kidding, because last week it was 90 degrees, almost 35 degrees hotter. So I got to wear a hoodie today. So I'm going to pull a card for my own gratitude because I don't ever know, perhaps the internet's not working very well and it's hard for people to be grateful or love something. So, oh, magnificent success, beautiful. So even though magnificent has had some disappointments, even though magnificent is not so magnificent all the time, instead of focusing on what's missing, they are focusing on something that is working. and they love their parents. And that's kind of a miracle because some people go through a stage where they don't care for their parents very much as they're growing up. So, Magnificent, let's draw a card for you. Now, please keep in your mind a situation or a person that fell out of your life that you didn't have closure with, a person that you wish you could connect with. And we'll see what your card is. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles. So as we look at this beautiful card, Magnificent, I'm wondering if you are wanting to be in a couple. You don't need to put details into the stream, but this is a card of very satisfied single person. This is a solid card of I'm doing just fine, thank you very much. You have attracted abundance into your life, and there may be some life categories that are not so abundant right now, but the truth is that you are putting out there an energy of I'm fine by myself. Now, if you're trying to build a business of some kind or attract clients, that sort of thing, this energy could be in your way a little bit. So I believe the universe is telling you to think carefully. What is it that you're wanting right now? If you're wanting more connection with people, chances are that you're being interpreted as you're repelling the very thing that you're wanting. And it's because things are going well. So the things that are clouding your attraction power are under the surface. So what I would do is I would do some purposeful journaling and almost write a letter to yourself and ask yourself some questions. Are you fully self-sufficient? Are you happy being self-reliant? Because your own heart will give you a clue today, Magnificent, okay? That's a good lesson for everyone. And there is a particular journaling technique that I can share with you, and that is called left hand and right hand journaling, where you take your dominant hand and you ask the question of your non-dominant hand. So you write out the question like, what is blocking my way? And then you switch hands to your non-dominant hand and you write the answer. Even though it feels awkward, when your brain needs to work in a different way, you will feel a sense of ideas that come that you're not used to. It's very cool. Okay. And so, Gigi, I see that you love your husband, and I feel an affinity for you in there. That as you love your husband, that is an energy that is very sweet. So let's take a card, Gigi. I want you to think of somebody in your mind who has abandoned you, who you haven't seen in many years, and that you can that you have a question. Why did that person leave? What is the lesson I'm supposed to learn? Okay. Oh gosh, you are confused, aren't you? Look at the two figures here. They're apart from each other. There's a stream of confusing energy coming between two people. There is someone who has walked away from your life, someone who seems to be swimming away, and it does not feel good, does it, Gigi? There's something in you that wants to chase the person, but there's a strong stream of energy that's keeping you apart. This can be very uncomfortable, and it's a time to begin to use the divine to pray for the person. You have an inner being. You have an inner being that is bigger, stronger, and more powerful in terms of peace. All right. So this part of you wants peace and will guide you. When someone is walking away and you don't understand it, it's a stretch to your confidence and faith. But many people have to separate. This could be a child this could be an adult child for somebody who's watching, and the adult child is racing away as fast as they can. They're like, no, thank you. I don't want to be connected to that anymore. I want the ease and freedom of being an adult. If that's true for you, Gigi, as you have the loving feelings toward this person, it's important that you allow them the freedom to make their own choice. There's a little humming. I have been surrounded by hummingbirds in the last week, and right now there's one right outside my window. Gigi, be sure to Google the spiritual meaning of hummingbird, because I think that will bring you a blessing. And whoever this person is that's walking away, they're not really walking away. Energetically, they're 100% committed to you. They just need time. So, affirmation that could work, even though I'm heartbroken because my person won't talk to me, the truth is, I honor their right to make that choice. Ouch. Even though my person is not talking to me and I feel like they're swimming away, the truth is, the divine knows what's best for both of us. Even though my heart is broken that they won't swim over to my side, the reality is, I honestly don't know what's in their highest good. Creating affirmations like that can make a dark time seem much lighter. Okay, Gigi? Thank you so much for being here today. And those of you who are here and you're in it's a difficult time, just understand that you're not alone, and being able to find something that you're grateful for, even though you're in pain, is a real superpower. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm sensing that there's somebody here who has lost a person because they moved. There's a friend of yours or a family member that moved away. It was really nobody's fault, but when they moved, you thought that you guys would be keeping in contact. And the reality is, not so much. It fell apart and you miss them. So if this is you, be sure to hit the thumbs up, but know that this is a reading for someone who lost a friend or a loved one because they simply moved away. Okay, and we have the Four of Swords. Okay, this card fell out of the deck onto the floor when I took it out to shuffle, and so I know that this energy was supposed to come out in today's reading. The Four of Swords is a time that the universe uses to help us rest. So this is an unusual depiction of the Four of Swords because usually the figure is lying down. So this shows me that there's active energy around self-protection. There's a part of you who wants to guard your heart. See how those swords are being in a cross right across this figure's chest. One of those swords is anger. The other sword is fear. So when your loved one left the country and they went to live somewhere else, you had so much worry for them. I feel like you did not know why they were moving and that this was a painful thing for you to go through. The universe wants you to know that you don't have to know why they wanted to do this. It's unexplainable how someone can get a motivation to operate completely differently than you expect them to. When they make a choice to move away from you, to spend time separate, it's very hard to believe that that's actually in their highest good. What we can do as the person who's left behind is we can learn to lay down those swords. Trust the divine with your loved one. Do not carry anger, and certainly don't carry fear. You have an inner being, right? You have a guidance system within you, don't you? Your person is doing the same thing. And maybe they move away for a while and they come back. and you can restore the relationship. This is the way it's supposed to be. We need to hold on to our loved ones with open hands so they have the freedom to follow their own dreams. So, if this is you, my dear viewer, and it's so hard for you to rest during this time when your person is away, know that that's God's intention for you, to rest your swords, to rest your thoughts, and trust that this is the divine will, that this person left your life and went to live somewhere else for a while. All right? So, those of you who would like a personal reading, all you have to do is put gratitude into the stream. But many times, the people that come to my readings are at work or they're on their phones and they cannot participate. So, I'm just going to intuitively read for my beautiful no contact friends, because sometimes it's hard to be grateful when you're in a no contact. Oh, I'm picking up some energy right now that there's somebody you have put into no contact. You said, do not contact me, and they won't leave you alone. If this is true, hit the thumbs up. It's hard to be grateful when you have someone that's haunting your life. I want to point out this beautiful arrowhead. It's made out of obsidian, and it was created for me by hand by a shaman in Mexico. I was lucky enough to live in Mexico for a while, and I watched as he chipped away the parts of the stone that are not are not an arrowhead. It's like when you create something, you chip away what isn't, and then the real thing appears. Isn't that cool? So I'm using that because obsidian is a stone that is all about healing. Okay? And when the stone of healing comes into a reading that's black like this, the purpose of it is to collect and to collect any negative energy that is on your life. And so when I'm sensing this particular energy where someone watching me, hi Iman, gratitude for your new baby, congratulations. I appreciate so much that you have a brand new baby, and how important it is to shine positive energy in your home. Isn't that true? To shine the sun in your home, because light will always scare away darkness. But when you have asked someone to no contact, you can carry so much worry and fear, right, Iman? And maybe even that last reading with the moon is helpful, because we do need to find peace. So let's draw a card for this sense. Excuse me, I'm having a lot of energy in my throat, and you guys know, if you've been here before, when I feel pressure in my throat, it tells me somebody watching is having a hard time telling their truth. All right? So let's go forward with this reading, and then Iman, you will be next. All right. So let me pull a card for the viewer who is not being honored, that they have asked for a no contact and the person keeps disturbing them. Let's see what our cards have to say. I want to show you which deck I'm using here, because I do love to honor the authors of these decks. Isn't that beautiful? Now remember, it's Leo season, and the sign of that lion, you are protected. You are protected, not by a human, but by the divine. So what do we have to know about this person? This is a good card. One of the things that I believe in, and it crosses all kinds of spiritual beliefs, is the idea of karma. That what goes around comes around. That when someone does something that hurts you, the divine has a way of taking care of it. And feeling judged, feeling like this person could hurt you because you've asked them to do no contact, and the fear of what they might do can be difficult. But this card is showing you that all of those people, see the people at the bottom, those are all resurrected people. They're people who are leaving their pain behind, and they are people to support you. You need to rely on your friends for sure. If you have a no contact that someone is not honoring, you need to have a trusted advisor. Sometimes you can even have paperwork drawn up, some kind of a restraining order, or you can have someone get involved legally to make sure that the person doesn't bother you. But the main thing is that if you unplug from the fear you're feeling, if you trust the divine to take care of it, you will have more peace of mind. Narcissists and other no contact people, they get nourishment from bothering you. People who have a ill will or they have mental illness, something is pleasurable for them when they know that you're upset. So when you begin to affirm inner peace, inner guidance, and trust in the divine, and calm yourself, you are no longer interesting to your no contact person. There's a man online named Michael Seeley, and he does meditation videos that are wonderful. There's one for calming anxiety. I highly recommend it because the only thing you can control is your own well-being. And the more peaceful you stay, the more frustrating you are for your no contact person. Leave judgment in the hands of the divine. Trust karma. Here's a couple of affirmations that might be helpful. Even though I am afraid of what my no contact person will do, the truth is I do believe in karma. I am going to trust the divine to make sure everything is right. Even though this person can hurt me by talking to the wrong person, I choose to believe the divine is my protector, and I will release this to the divine, period. Okay? This is a difficult situation, my dear friend, and I don't envy you the place that you're in, but I do know in my life that baby steps, I keep trusting the divine, even though my circumstances are slow and changing sometimes. Okay, so let me take a sip of my drink. Welcome you guys to these readings. I know no contact is difficult. I know it's painful. I know you want answers, but in order to get the answers, you need to find something in your life that is working well and that you appreciate. It can be something in nature. It could be the fact that you had breakfast this morning. It could be the fact that you met a new friend today. Anything you want to tell me that's good, I will pull you a card. So Ayman, you're next. And you have some drama going on, right, my friend? I'm sorry about that. Let's see what it is that the universe has for you. I sense already that the love you have for your newborn baby, I've been using this figurine sometimes to show the positive and the negative side of love. Because when you have that new baby, isn't it true that the joy that you feel, the pleasure, the joy, and the pure love is overwhelming? And yet over here, we also know, even with a new baby, you might lose sleep. You might not know what your baby wants, right? And the baby's crying, and the baby is in a lot of discomfort. And it takes away a little bit from the joy. So I'm on what you're learning right now is that there are two sides of love for sure. And when we learn to stay in gratitude, no matter what, we do make it through our challenges. So let's take a look at what the universe has to tell you about your no contact person. Thank you so much for being with me today with these readings. And we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so let's take a look. Now, the Page of Swords is a messenger. There's a message that's wanting to come through to you from the universe. And it may be this reading, but there is some wisdom coming your way on how to deal with this. So it kind of follows through with what I was sensing about your baby, because right now you are at a balancing point. You've got these two trees. This tree is, let's let this tree mean you're no contact person. And the tree behind you is your family. So I feel like energetically you are defending your family, your husband, and your baby. That you're receiving messages for how to best do that. The thing to remember is that the universe is more powerful than any human, and the universe is even stronger than you, Iman. And so, as you release this person to God's hands, and you just keep saying, I'm letting God have my ex. I'm letting God have my ex. Even though it's hard for me, I'm letting God have my ex. This will empower you to make sure that your focus is on your family. When I look here at these emblems on either side, they look like hands to me. I know it's the sun, and I think that that's a wonderful protective image, but your focus and your responsibility needs to be on your family. So using, you know how people put a bracelet on one wrist and then every time they worry, they switch the bracelet to the other wrist. Have you ever heard about that? It's like every time you think of your ex, you remind yourself that God's in charge. I already gave that to God. And you take the bracelet off this wrist and you put it on the other one. Just do that for a whole day. Every time you worry about something that is not your family, you simply say out loud, I am not going to worry about this. I'm leaving it in God's hands. God is the only solution, or whatever you believe is divine, because your work is cut out for you. You've already given the message. You have to turn away and put your focus on your family. The page has a lot of enthusiasm, and the page wants to be a helper, but doesn't have the maturity to know exactly what to do. It's important that you find support in your community, with your family, with your friends, and with your church community, your spiritual community, because you can turn your focus to light, and that will really help you. It's important that you're patient with yourself, Iman, because this is a step-by-step journey, okay? So let's go forward here. And, okay. All right. Okay, going forward here. All right, so let's go forward with the collective. And right now, let me just feel into what's here for right now. I'm feeling this lizard energy right now, and that's the energy that teaches us about regeneration, the power of regeneration. A lizard can lose its tail and yet grow a new one. Now, humans don't have that capability at this point for a limb. You know, like if my hand would be cut off, it's not likely a new hand would grow. But if I had a cut on my hand, the skin would regenerate. So healing and regeneration is a natural thing for humans. But when you lose someone, and it is forever, they have told you it's over. They may go marry someone else. They may be married and you have had an affair with them. They always promised you that they would pick you, but it's not happening. That's the energy I'm picking up for this next card. So if you are grieving because you want to be with someone who does not want to be with you, and they have made a permanent choice, they are not coming back. And yet, you would give anything if they would. You are still in love with somebody that is not available. Let's see what your card is. Ah, the Wheel of Fortune. How very interesting. Now, this is considered a lucky card, and yet you don't feel very lucky, do you? You feel unlucky. You feel the opposite. You feel like you lost the lottery of life because your person picked someone else. So let's take a breath here. What is the divine trying to tell you here? Well, let's take let me just change hands for a second so I can use my pointer. Let's take a look at this figure first. First of all, can you see the line here? Have you ever heard that saying, drawing a line in the sand? So a specific line has been drawn, and you feel alone, but your inner being feels free. Okay, so even though, my dear friend, even though you feel like you've been abandoned and that it was wrong, you feel it was unlucky, your sacred self, your divine being knows that it is the right thing for you. Notice that the wings drawing the figure upward. Notice the growth of those green leaves at the top. Even though you can't see it, this is going to grow you an amazing new life, this separation. And I appreciate that's hard to believe. Let's look over here at the other side of the wheel. Can you see that the figure is diving deep? The figure is diving deep. So for whatever reason, it's something you cannot control, that this person has left your life permanently. They're falling away. They're having things happen in their life that they need to take care of by themselves. It's so important that you allow this to happen. It really is a blessing in disguise. If you cannot let go of your person, they're stuck to you like super glue, you have to deal with that. Okay, they may have seen you as a little needy or a little overly dependent, and I don't know if that's true for sure. But now that you're apart, you have a chance to evolve, to climb the lucky side of the wheel, and to really bring forward some excitement into your life. I see that the background is all very dark, isn't it? And I understand that what you're going through is extraordinarily difficult for you. But you will see, it won't take too long. You'll look back at this time and you will see for sure this was a very lucky thing. This person is not in your highest good, that you will profit by letting them go. Now, in the description box, you're going to find something called the soulmate generator, and whether this is a love relationship or with or even any sort of friendship, it doesn't have to be romance. But by being able to use the tool, you're going to release yourself from your mind. Okay? All right, so let's go forward here, looking for people that are grateful. And so thank you so much for your prayers. Y'all are so sweet, the ones that pray. Maybe there's not everybody understands what it is that we do here by celebrating gratitude and celebrating personal growth through the tarot. So definitely, if you're sensing anything that feels resonant, or you get goosebumps, or some people even start to cry when they're in the readings, hit the thumbs up, because that's the way our community can lift you up, because these are not easy times, and that's for sure. So any other gratitudes, if you'd like for me to draw you a card, I'm so happy to do it. All you do is put something into the stream that you enjoy about life, What's something that you enjoy about life? Meanwhile, I'm sensing now that there's somebody who has lost a loved one because they have passed away. Someone who they have a loved one that is no longer on this plane. And it's true, no contact, isn't it? It's very true that when somebody leaves, they leave in a permanent way. Now I'm seeing a butterfly right in front of my window. It's on a yellow flower. It's beautiful, an orange butterfly. So the yellow is the color of the solar plexus chakra, and that's the chakra of your personal identity. So this person that passed away, it's almost threatened your personality, that you feel somehow less human, you feel like less of yourself because this person passed. So I'm going to draw a card. If that is for you, definitely hit the thumbs up. And Mernalini enjoys singing. Me too. And do you know that when you sing, you stimulate your vagus nerve? That's a giant nerve that runs down the center of your body. And when you use your throat for singing, you clear and energize your vagal nerve, which is really a cool thing to know. I'm kind of geeky that way, but releasing stress a natural way is often the key to getting over these no contacts. Okay, so let's draw a card first. If you have lost someone because they have departed, they're not on the planet anymore, what is their message for you? Because truly, they cannot contact you in the typical way. Okay, so let's take a peek here. Oh, this, what a sweet message. So if you have lost someone that has passed away, look what's happening. They are in the heavens, they are in control. I have a feeling that this person might have been quite ill before they passed, that they were not themselves, that their old vitality and their sparkle definitely started to disappear before they passed away. And now, what we have here is the sign of freedom. They're in the air. I believe they are around you. I believe that they're loving you the way they couldn't in the last part of their life. That as they're taking reign of these horses, at the end of their life, they didn't have control and they had to do what other people said, and they had to, it was difficult for them. And it was difficult for you. It was difficult for you to see them because you've always known them to be very strong. This could be a long term marriage partner or even a parent. And the message is, I am fine, I'm doing beautifully. I am flying into the divine experience with so much joy. I just read this card as 100% joy and wanting you not to worry and not to grieve. We are just passing through a full moon sequence, and I believe that as the moon becomes more covered by the shadow of the earth between now and the next new moon, that you're going to feel a surge of reality around this, that you're going to sense, I know that's true for my loved one. And when you start to accept that their freedom is so sweet for them, you will find it easier and easier to release them to their next stage. Affirmations that might be helpful for this would be, even though I don't want to say goodbye to my person, the fact is they are okay without me. Even though I'm hurting and sad because my person passed away, the truth is I want them to be happy and pain-free. Even though I am so nervous about going on without them, the truth is I'm excited to know that they're alive and well on the other side, cheering me on. Okay? This is such a sweet message. I deeply support you. Mrinalini, isn't that something? I was picking up on your energy. That's very interesting, isn't it? Even before you told me that. I released a little reading today. It's called Message from Heaven. It's a real short one, but take a look at that, okay? Because I know that Spirit uses me to speak from the other side for people, and I receive the messages and just give them out. And it's very moving to me that when it hits the nail on the head, okay? So now I am going to draw a card for you though, because you were next. And let me read here. I'm standing up for a second. Okay, Sakshi, beautiful. Thank you. I love myself. Self-love is so very, very important. I'm going to acknowledge that. Oh, I'm just taking a break, standing up for a second. Okay, get a drink. So enjoy being able to help you all plug into these important people. Because even if you are in no contact and it really hurts your feelings because you don't want to be no contacted by anybody, well, none of us like it, but there's always a spiritual message in it. So thank you for your thumbs up. Oh, I will just during the break. Here is my contact information. If something that I've said has impact on you, and you want to reach out to me, please do. I love hearing from you guys. It helps me feel the reality of our connection. Feel free to email me at any time. And those of you who want to and can have a private reading, this is the website that explains how I operate. I do create personal videos. They're about 45 minutes long and they're all about you. So if that's something that you would like, please contact me. Okay, we're going to do Mrinalini first, and then we will be doing Sakshi, and then Lady Death. So that's the lineup. And thank you guys. If you want to qualify for a reading, it's super easy. All you do is tell me something that's going right in your life. Even though things are hard, there's always something to be grateful for. And gratitude changes everything. Myrnalini enjoys singing. Let's take a look at what the card is for you. All right, and we have, let me look. Oh, the Four of Pentacles. Isn't she beautiful? Let's take a look. The first thing I'm aware of, Myrnalini, is the blue dress. Remember that blue is the sign of your heart, of your throat chakra. And there's some work that you need to do here around speaking your truth. I feel like you're starting to get empowered, that you're feeling action. See all those stars? Maybe after you lost your loved one, it could be that it sparked new life in you. A lot of times when somebody transitions, it creates a beautiful opportunity for personal growth, doesn't it? Because without that person in your life anymore, you're on your own. But are we ever truly on our own? The sun here represents the divine. The sun in ancient cultures, people worshiped the sun because there was a deep understanding that if we didn't have the sun, we couldn't survive. The plants couldn't grow. There would be no oxygen. Without the sun, we have nothing. So even though it feels like money is a worry or that your relationships are in a pause, because honestly, when you lose somebody close to you, there's a lot of times that your friends will go quiet. Sometimes even your family will just go quiet because they don't know how to comfort you. And during these times, we must rely on spirit. You are being empowered. Hold tightly to your chest what you learned from your person. Allow yourself to see yourself as crowned with grace and crowned with peace as you go through the process of healing. You are so greatly loved. And even though it seems dark all around you, and I appreciate that, you have within you a source of love that wants to feed you spiritually and comfort you deeply. Please do come back to the readings because I'm all about supporting people in this kind of transition, and I would love to be on your support team, Myrnalini. You can't rush this time, can you? Can you make the day end more quickly? Can you make the sun cross the sky more quickly? No, it's the process that you're going through. It may be a little uncomfortable, but it's going to lead you through to a wonderful place of peace of mind. Okay, could everyone that's watching, would you please send love over to Mernalini? Just go ahead and just hit the little hearts, and just even in the stream, just send blessings to her, and or he or she and everyone who has lost a dear loved one. Remember, that's what we're here for, is to learn how to love and find peace even though things hurt. So thank you so much for supporting my dear people. So now we are going to, now those of you who are waiting for a reading, I'm working my way right through the gratitudes, and I'm going to do as many as I can before my phone decides that it's had enough. So now we have Lady Death, excuse me, we have Sakshi. Sakshi loves herself. Thank goodness, right? Because if we're in a no contact situation and somebody does not act in a loving way towards us, it can be difficult because you can accidentally feel unlovable. When someone chooses to say, I don't want to talk to you, it's hard to feel lovable. Now I'm going to ring my bell because it's a teachable moment. Look at this beautiful little bell. Isn't it pretty? Somebody gave it to me, and it's just, oops, there's a dog hair on it, probably Murphy. But every now and then when I'm doing a reading and the idea feels like ding, 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 now I can ding, ding, ding it. And so when someone turns away from you, you can feel unlovable, and that's never a good idea. So Sakshi, I know that the divine appreciates your desire to love yourself. So hold in your mind someone who has cut you off, someone you haven't talked to for a while, and let's see what could be the energy there, okay? Okay, interesting. So this Two of Swords shows me that somebody is trying to make a decision. Somebody's trying to make a decision. And this person is doing okay. They are making progress. When I look at the cape, what color is it? Beautiful green. The green is the color of the heart chakra. So, Sakshi, I feel this energy for you. I feel that when you told me you love yourself, that you have your own back, right? Look at how the cape is at her back. So I feel the universe is like doubling down and complimenting you for taking it upon yourself to have your own back. These swords represent anger and fear. In the regular tarot, the figure is holding them across her heart and the swords are pointed up. So this shows me, Sakshi, that you have been willing to lay down your swords. Or it could be that a part of you, like you're right in the middle of kind of an inner battle where you want to be free. See how the hands are raised in surrender? It's like, I want to be free of this person, or free of my thoughts about this person. But it's just not happening fast enough. I'm sensing a little bit of impatience because you're like, okay, universe, I've got my own back. I know I learned my lesson from this person. I certainly don't want to attract the same kind of situation. I have laid down my swords best I can. So what's next? What am I supposed to do next? And I will tell you, Sakshi, I have a suspicion that it's how you're talking about this person. I have a feeling that the language you're using when you describe this past situation is keeping you stuck. So there's journaling is tremendously helpful. And because of that, I created a technique, and it's called the Soulmate Generator. It's right in the description box. There's also a technique for money, and there's also a technique for just general blaming somebody for something. All three of those techniques are right in the description box. They're all free of charge because it would really help you if you could start telling your story a different way. One of my favorite quotes is this one: what you talk about, you walk about. So if you're continually talking about the past with any hurtful person, it will attract other people to you who are in harmony with that complaint. When you learn to speak about it neutrally, you advance forward. That might be the step you're needing. So if this was a breakup from a former husband or from somebody that you were very happy with at one point, this is how I learned to say it with my ex-husband. It was great until it wasn't. With a job that I once had, it was wonderful until it wasn't. With my relationship with a friend, it was great, it was fabulous until it wasn't. Because some relationships are for a season, some are for a reason, and some are forever. And the reality is, we can't control a lot of the, excuse me, we can control zero of the people that come toward us, but we can always control how we tell the story that we're using about the people. Okay? A very cool message for you, my friend Sakshi. I hope that it's helpful for you. Next, we're moving on to my friend Lady Death, who comes to visit me frequently, Lady Death, and I'm very appreciative of that. So music is a big part of your life. So the thing that I would say to you, have you put music into a no contact? Lady Death, have you detached yourself from either playing an instrument or from using music in the same way that you did when you were younger? I don't know why I'm feeling this, but I'm feeling very strongly that some of us have put our talent into a no contact. I've never said that before. It's definitely coming out of the seat of my spirit. But this card I'm going to draw right now is going to be for people who are in no contact with one of their talents. And Lady Death, I'm sensing a musical connection. So what could it be, Lady Death? Oh, look, this card. Now, okay, when stuff like this happens, it makes me laugh as a reader because you'll notice this card has turned itself over. Talk about magic. Maybe I should be a magician, but maybe I am a magician. Let's pull this card for you that is out of order. It's flipped over in the deck. So I feel, Lady Death, there's a part of your personality that is that challenges other people. There's some people in your lifetime have not understood you properly. They just haven't understood your energy. I have a feeling you may be a little bit intuitive. You might call it psychic. But I think that your guides have been having kind of a challenge through your life to get your attention. I feel like there's power that is on the table. You know how they say money is on the table? I feel that for you, Lady Death. There's something coming in the next cycle that is very important and that you have put a talent of yours into no contact. That's kind of hangman energy because you create a pause in your life, either consciously or unconsciously, where you step away from something and you're basically telling the divine, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I had a friend once who quit her music. Her husband passed away in a tragic accident. She was only like 40 and her husband passed away. It was shocking and difficult for her. Up until then, she had been a singer and she played the guitar at her church. But after her husband passed away, she would have nothing to do with it. She's like, why? How can I lead worship when I am so brokenhearted? And I would tell her time and time again, music heals. You have to start playing again. Let yourself start playing again. And she would say, oh, I know what you mean. Oh, I'll get to it one day. Well, guess what happened, you guys? we were having dinner at a beautiful restaurant. Have you ever been there where the musicians stroll from table to table and they play music for you and they're hoping you give them a tip, right? Well, there was a violin player, I think it was a violin player, a guitarist, I think it was just the two of them. And this violin player came up to my friend, took her finger in his hands, used her finger to press on the chord, on the string, so he could play. She and I were laughing hilariously that the divine was being so insistent that used another human to put her hand on an instrument. I don't know why that story's coming up for me today and with you, Lady Death, but do an inventory, would you? And see, where have you put yourself into a pause? What talent, what gift of yours from the divine are you in no contact with? I think this will open your life in an amazing way. And I think something's happening right now in the power of this juicy full moon that just happened. Now, Lady Death, I am so curious. I hope that you will email me, girl. I assume girl because of Lady Death, but there's something magical about that message. I have never once, ever, in all of my readings, felt like we go no contact with our own self. And I know it's true for me. Do you know what mine is? Painting. I need to be painting. I have some talent, but I am absolutely in no contact with that part of me that likes to paint. So, Lady Death, thank you for bringing this to our attention, and thank you for helping me with the conviction to take my own talents out of no contact. Anybody else relate to that? It's an interesting message today, isn't it? Okay, moving forward. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Oh, good. Okay. Let's see. Ashtika. Wonderful. How are you? And I will absolutely be happy to read cards, but only for gratitudes. I call it the gratitude game, and you need to be able to tell us, everyone here in my world, something that you're grateful for, and that's how you receive your reading. But meanwhile, I really don't need that because the universe is showing me people and showing me needs out there. There will be timestamps on this reading, and so if you want to come back and listen to them again, you certainly can. So right now, let's see. I feel like, oh, I'm picking up energy that there's an adult here, an adult child, that your parent has done something to hurt your feelings. Your parent has betrayed you. Not sure if it's a mom or a dad, but I really feel there's somebody here who has been disappointed deeply by how their parent behaves. And so I just feel that sad kind of sad, but what's the word I'm looking for? Determined, right? So I feel a sad but determined energy because something wasn't right about what your parent did. And so I really want to dig into that. Okay, so let's just, hi Kane, welcome, welcome. I know that you hold wonderful love for your family for sure. And I will get to you next. And Kim Halverson in Bend, Oregon. You know what? I have heard that's the most wonderful place. I've never visited there, but I've had friends that live there and they just love it. And thank you for being grateful for me. I think you're new here. I don't remember you. But I'm glad that I can be on the positive side of the ledger for your life as we go forward, Kim. So let's go first on the feeling of being an adult and being out of contact with your parent. I feel that's here. I want to address that, and then we will go forward, okay? So if you can relate to this, if you feel separate from your adult parent, well, maybe your parent's not so much of an adult, but if you're an adult and you're in no contact with a parent, this is your message, okay? And we have the Eight of Cups. This is an important message for you, all right? Your parent, for whatever reason, the walk that they're walking is important for them. For a reason that you will never understand, when they're turning away from their family obligations at this point, it's in their well-being. See the star on the back of the figure? There is a blessing on your parent for walking away. I know it hurts you. I know that you feel abandoned. And also, a part of you feels like, well, this can't be right. Because look at the sun. The sun's got that look on its face like, well, they're not supposed to do that. But if you look at the sun here, has 4 eyes. Isn't that interesting? So your parent, as they turn away from their family, they have these red shoes on. There's something in their family history. There's something that happened when your parent was a child that they don't even know how intertwined it got with all y'all, the family that they raised. There was a tangle that was going on because they were not aware of how their own childhood was shaping your life. And now that you're an adult, they're going for their healing. Okay? And so as they walk away from you, that choice that they're being drawn to, it doesn't have anything to do with you. They're not leaving you. In a way, maybe you feel that's selfish on their part, because how could they turn their back on you? But the reality is that they must find their healing. When I see them looking up at the sun, and they're seeing the sun with 4 eyes, what does that mean? Let me think about that for a second. Did you ever have your mom say to you something like, I have eyes in the back of my head? My mom used to say that to me, because if they kind of know when you're messing up, and they're always on guard. It's like they never sleep because their eyes are always open. So I just have the sense that they need to understand their life better. They want to have peace, and they don't know how to take care of you and find healing. So if you can, best you can, just release them and let them have their journey. The most sweet and blessed gift you can give your parents when you're an adult is to flow into your life with ease and grace. Okay? So here's a couple of affirmations that can help. Even though I feel my parent is abandoning me, the truth is I don't know what's best for them. Even though I'm an adult and they're still my parent, and I want to feel supported, the truth is I don't know what's best for them. Even though I wish they spent more time and attention on me, the truth is I want them to find their healing. These kinds of messages, these kinds of affirmations will help you as you accept with peace and grace your parents' need to put you into no contact right now. I hope that that's helpful. I know the family no contacts are really, really difficult, okay? Okay, so let me go back down here and see who's here. And the thank yous. Oh my goodness, you guys flooded in. Okay, so Kane, we're going to you next, Kane. I'm loving your family. So Kane, we're doing our usual no contacts. So let's just think about what it is. Has anybody put you into no contact? Is there somebody you put into no contact a while ago and you're curious about them? And another thing is there's so much crazy energy going on right now that some people are reaching back from the past, and they used to be in no contact, but you're being asked to reconsider. So let's take a look, Kane. What is it for you? I feel, especially if somebody is showing up in your life, Kane, that's a surprise or you did not expect. Let's see what it is that the universe has for you. And hold on, it's the Eight of Wands. Okay, so it does show, doesn't it, that there's a figure running in. See the wings on the back of the ankles? So there is something coming. There's something approaching. I feel that's the energy I was feeling for you, Kane. There's somebody that perhaps it was a friend, and it could be like 10 years ago. I'm thinking 10, between 8 to 10 years ago. A friend of yours departed from your life, not by death, but by either a move or they just ghosted. All of a sudden, you had a good friend, they just disappeared. And for whatever reason, they want your attention and they want it very soon. So, as you go through your mind right now and think to yourself, 8 to 10 years ago, was there someone, a friend or somebody you worked with, that disappeared, so to speak? They might have gotten fired, they might have moved. The person that comes to your mind, I would start to imagine a reconnection. Just imagine, wouldn't it be fun if we could go out to the pub and have some ale? Now, there's a pigeon that showed up right now outside my window, and you guys know how much I love animal symbolism. I can honestly tell you that I have not seen a pigeon or a dove land here since I've been doing readings in this new part of my studio. So Kane, I feel there's definitely a message for you in the dove. So use the Google search and find the spiritual meaning of dove. I think this card is preparing you for somebody to return. They are not here for your harm. They have matured, and so have you. And I believe a really cool reconnection is on its way. Okay? Kim, wonderful. I saw. Thank you so much. Thank you for people who are writing to me. Here's my Gmail address. Very helpful for me. If these readings land for you, please email me. I would absolutely love to connect with you. Okay, so we're moving on. Oh my gosh. Look at Tessa. Grateful for her vision. All right, what a beautiful thing to be able to go through a difficult time like that and still have gratitude. That's what I'm talking about. There's a book that's called Thank and Grow Rich, not Think and Grow Rich. It's called Thank and Grow Rich. It's by a lady named Pam Grout. I recommend it with all of my heart. She knows that gratitude changes everything. Her young daughter passed away when she was only 25 years old, and it broke her heart. And yet she never once has stopped being grateful, even though she's not happy about not having her daughter here. The universe is making it possible for her to connect across the wall of death, and she dreams of her daughter, and her daughter visits her in spirit. And that's the way we can all be once we get beyond the pain of it. And gratitude will make all the difference. So be sure to check that out. Thank and Grow Rich. And so, Tessa, let's draw a card for you. Okay? What is it that is the message for you? Let me just go ahead a little bit. Okay. All right, Tessa, let's draw a card here for you. What is it that the universe has for you about a no contact? So I do want you to hold in your mind, and you may receive that previous reading around your mom's, around how she behaves. But right now, who is it that's cut you off? What is it that you will get most benefit for to understand a no contact relationship? And I'm so grateful that your vision has been restored. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, let's take a look here. Now, as I see this, I think of the Three of Cups, because the Three of Cups is a card that has similar imagery. It has the imagery of friends and community that support you. Now, the first thing that I notice is look at this character, and look at the star is on the front of their garment. So I feel for you, Tessa, that your family was kind of tossed upside down and that your mom tended to act like a 4-year-old. Can you believe how this imagery, can you even believe it? And as the child, they always think they're first. That a child is very narcissistic. I mean, it has to be. If a child doesn't eat, it will cry until you give it food. Okay, so a baby is like the most narcissistic creature on the planet because of survival. But I feel like in your family, what was happening is because things were out of order, and that you probably have more maturity than your own mom, which is kind of bizarre, isn't it? And that there's been this connection where she looks to you for her healing, but that is not so good because no human is supposed to be the healer. We are just the deliverers of the healing energy. People get mad at me or they give criticism to me because they don't like what the message is saying. But the thing is, this is so not Catherine. When I look at the cards and the story comes through me, I'm amazed myself by these readings. Trust me, they're not scripted. There's no way I can know what I will say. But what I want to do to give you some hope on this, Tessa, is remember on that last card, the healing star was on the back of the person as they walked away. Well, here we have the healing star on the front, and the person is walking toward us. So I feel like there is a family restoration that is in your future, and that as you and other family and friends learn to love and accept your own lives, maybe part of it was painful and people didn't cooperate, but as you learn to love and appreciate right now what is working right now, get into a gratitude practice. Start a gratitude journal every day. Write down at least one thing. I'm grateful I got to take a breath today. I'm grateful that someone smiled at me today. Go very generic, and you will see that your adult parent will eventually have what they're looking for. There will be a healing, and they will come back. My own mom was on her deathbed. I'm not kidding. I'm a hospice volunteer. And I was there with her when she passed. She apologized to me 4 times. No kidding. Not everybody gets that. But in her sincerity, as she realized what I had done toward her, the loving gestures that she could not recognize when she was immature, at the end of her life, she was able to express that to me. At that point, she was so close to death that we didn't like go out to dinner or go for a walk together. That time was done. But because God was good to both of us, we did have that reconnection before she passed. There's nothing we can do to make somebody older than us mature. I mean, believe me, and you can get terribly frustrated trying to make that happen. Okay, Tessa, take this to heart. I believe the universe is completely guiding you at this point. Lady Death, thank you. Oh, I'm glad. Green Adventuring, thank you for being here, my dear friend. I'm so grateful. You guys, if you have not followed Green Adventuring, you need to do that right away. She has the best shorts on the internet. No kidding. And you don't want to miss them. She puts music in there. She draws 2 cards from 2 different fabulous tarot decks, and they're very quick and very uplifting. So please follow. Also, we're trying to get her to 1,000 followers. So all y'all who are my buddies, run over there and sign up, okay? So Tessa, I'm glad you were blessed. Awesome. Kane, fantastic. Suit Kidnap, welcome. If you'd like to have a reading, all you have to do is give me something that you're grateful for, and I'm very happy. Okay. Wow, Suit Kidnap, that is an interesting situation that you're in, and I appreciate that you are in that place where you're wondering, when is the time going to come? So, what I would do is, yes, absolutely, I will draw a card because I feel like for sure There's a part of you, Suit Kidnap, that are really glad you're here today, right? And that you're glad you're alive today. I will tell you that I went through an illness in 2007, and they didn't expect me to survive, and I'm still here. And I know what it's like to have death knocking at the door, because ultimately that is a no contact, isn't it? Because when you leave the planet, you're in no contact with humanity, but you're in contact with something unexplainable. My faith is, and I'll just say this to you here, I usually bring this figurine out sometime during a reading, and so it's for you, Sun Kidnap. But I believe that we are blended beings. I take this vocabulary from Abraham Hicks, and I believe that 95% of me is my divine soul, my connection, the part of me I don't understand. The small figurine represents our personality, the part of us that is afraid, the part of us that is confused, the part of us that does not know how to cope with the very difficult things of life. And Abraham teaches that whenever you're upset, whenever things trouble you, it means you are not looking at your situation in the same way that the divine does. What I love when Abraham teaches, and they talk about croaking, and they say most humans, unfortunately, will croak, and then when they get to the other side, they will go, oh, really? I was so worried. Why did I waste that time worrying? And a lot of times when you feel like the end is near, there's a lot of thinking, isn't there? There's a lot of, I wonder what's going to happen. When I was real sick, the thing that I knew, and I did not hear a voice speak to me, but I felt so clear in my soul that when death comes, it's just the next logical step. And that brought me great comfort. And then the other thing that came was, and I can say this is true for you, Suit Kidnap, and I don't understand why, but you're not going to die 1 minute too early. And when the time comes that you fly away, it will be logical. All right. So I don't know what you're facing, if it's an illness or just a sense that you have. The truth is that the passage of life into death and life into death is a continual cycle. Okay. So let's see what card we have here. The Knight of Cups. I believe for you, my friend, the Knight of Cups is a card. It's an offer. An offer is coming your way. And with your situation, I believe the divine is flirting with you. I believe the divine has a crush on you, okay? It's as if the divine knows everything about you, which of course I believe that they do. And I feel the offer is to let the divine carry you right now through this time. This fire that's licking up, can you see it's the fire? And I think that you may have fears about, you may have been, I was raised Catholic, and so I was raised with the idea of hell. I spent 20 years as a born-again Christian, where I further believed and thought about hell and was fearful. At this point, I don't believe that anymore. Now, I know if there's some Christians watching, they're probably going to jump on and say things. But I believe that our loving God only created good. I really do. And I think that the religions created stories to help people understand good and evil. But when I went through my near-death experience, I didn't have fear. And when I was very, very sick, I was comforted in ways that I couldn't explain. And so I believe right now there are humans that are coming to your life, even for you to be here in this reading, to understand that there are people that understand what's going on. There are hospice groups around the world where you can sit and have conversation about the death process. And for those of you who are not into this, thank you for being patient. But there is such a thing called anticipatory grief. And that's a very real grief. Interesting that candle went out right now. that it happens before the sad things happen. And so even going to a grief group, kidnap, even that can be more helpful than you think. Because if you find a community around your situation, you are going to go through it more easily. I'm also aware of this water that's coming into that cup. Your emotions can be very tested right now, correct? And yet, look at the water, the emotional needs are being fulfilled by the divine. Also, I'm aware of all of these stars. Stars are the sign of healing. And a lot of times people talk about death being the ultimate healing. I know when my mom passed away, I was right there with her, holding her hand, right at the moment she took her last breath. And I don't even know how I was able to do that. I was so calm during it. But we had had a very difficult relationship over time. And at the end, I was right there being able to comfort her. But what I noticed were all of the nurses and the doctors and the strangers who treated her with such love and respect. And it really filled my heart with love for the universe, because God knows what you need, kidnap. And I hope that this reading brings you comfort. There are definitely offers coming your way to bring you what you need in this next couple of months. Let's everybody, please, let's just throw some love for our suit kidnap, okay? Just throw love in there. Please put messages. We love you. We're praying for you. Join me. This is part of the community. It's part of why I call it Fish Out of Water and Friends, because we need one another. And Suit Kidnap, please do come back and visit on my website, or excuse me, on my channel. If you hit the shorts and look through the menu, there are really literally a couple thousand readings that I've put on, coming out of my desire to support people through hard times. I even worked at the pet cemetery for a while. I did pet funerals and created memorials for pets, and I'm just very comfortable. I'm a double Scorpio, it's probably why. But once you go through a near-death experience, you change. And Suit Kidnap, if being alive is what it is that you're geared to, and that a healing is coming your way, I wish you all the best with that. Again, this is a general reading, and I know that the other folks that were here also received such a blessing for you. Thank you, Suit Kidnap. And Tessa, thank you for a ghost host. I love that. Are you a medium? That the light will guide and heal and protect you on your journey for sure. So anybody else who has a gratitude that they want to toss into the ring, I'm leaving in just a couple minutes. I only have time for one more reading, and would absolutely love to read for anyone that has a gratitude for me. Put a gratitude, what do you love about your life, and I'm happy to draw you a card. Let me grab some. Thank you. I appreciate y'all coming with these deeper needs and understanding that we are all in this together, and we all experience the same things, only in different degrees. Okay, let me just draw one more card for the collective before I go. All right. So from the divine to you guys, you brave troopers who are marching your way through various no contact relationships. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. What a gorgeous card to finish with. The universe is telling all of you that you are growing something. You have a crop, that you have been working very hard at creating a new life without your no contact person. And you may feel a little bit dissatisfied because it's going too slow. It's like, oh, for Pete's sake, why can't I feel better? Why can't I make progress? Why do I keep thinking about this person obsessively? What can I do? Well, the truth is, you are growing a new mindset. You are figuring out a way to look at yourself without your person, and how you speak about it is very important, okay? So what you're going to want to do is formulate affirmations that water the plants. Okay, you've created the desire to be free of this problematic person, and now you need to cultivate peace of mind. So affirmations may sound like this: Even though I can't find a solution for this no contact person, I can choose to cultivate peace. Even though I wish it would move faster because I want to get over this, I can choose to take baby steps and create my own peace of mind. Even though it seems like I can never find peace of mind, and it annoys me to hear Catherine say it, the truth is, life without peace of mind is kind of painful. Even though I'm not sure how this will end, the truth is, my angels and guides do, and they're going to continue to guide me until I get there. Okay, so there you have it. Thank you so much. Fish out of water. Fish Out of Water is happy to have you here. I changed the name from Fish Out of Water Tarot to Fish Out of Water and Friends because you guys all help me create my content. I would not be here doing this without your love and support. And if I could be there right this minute to give you all a great big hug, I sure would. Thank you for sharing my channel. Thank you for sharing the videos. Your comments and shares make a big difference to me. I'm just a little channel. I'm a little fish in a little pond. And I'm so grateful that you guys are all part of it. Okay? Once again, here is my email information. If you want further contact, definitely reach out. I will get back to you. I have a private community on WhatsApp where people can get to know me a little bit better. Because I can talk to a smaller number of people and create community, my dear friends. So go forth and prosper. You know I love you. You know I wish for the best for you. And my biggest hope today is that a random human from somewhere reaches out to you and gives you a piece of love and acceptance that you haven't even received from your own family. See you tomorrow, you guys. Bye.